Peace and love, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe. And I am Queen Tamara of Astral Healing Arts Wellness Center. And I want to say welcome back to everyone this evening. Took a break for a couple of weeks. I was having actually some technical difficulties with um, my computer. So needless to say, when one thing doesn't work, you do something else. So I'm back, and I'm thankful to be back with you all, and I am looking forward to tonight's presentation and discussion. I hope all is well. It's been a beautiful last few weeks. This month of May has been just so inspirational for me, and has been an opportunity to reset. And I'm really beginning to feel the effects of spring, and just being outside more is a complete, joy to me. And also being able to spend more time in nature, to feel more grounded, do more earthing, spending time near water. It's just been a great last few weeks for me, and I hope everyone else is having that same or similar experience. It's a lot of change taking place on our planet now, and it's not always pleasant. And it's been a lot of uphill battles for a lot of people. And I'm, trying to be positive in my selection of words, but it's a lot of challenges and a lot of things that's happening right now on the planet, and it's having, different effects on different people. So it's good that you find an opportunity to stay grounded, stay at peace, maintain your peace. And um, it's a great opportunity. Spring always represents new beginnings. So whatever you're going through in your life, know that you can always um, push the reset button and start afresh and start new and start a new chapter in your life. So with that said, let's go ahead into tonight's um, discussion about protecting your energy. A lot of people ask me questions about this, and this is something that comes up in conversations a lot, and how to energetically protect yourself. We talk about protecting our physical bodies a lot, protecting our belongings, our homes. Many of us have alarms on our homes, alarms on our car to protect, possessions. We also have passwords, or, you know, codes to get into our computers, into our email, even a passcode on the phone, usernames, all these kind of things for protection of devices and, personal items, material things, our homes. But rarely do we talk about protecting your energy, your spiritual self, your energy. All of us we're made up of energy. You're not just this physical form, but your bodies are made out of light and energy, and the essence of the earth. Is a lot that makes you who you are, and your energy is so precious and so sacred and so important. Um, it's a part of all that makes you who you are. So your energy is really not separate from you, and it's what gives you vitality. It's what people see, feel, and what they remember about you is your energy. People will say when they meet someone, "Oh, I don't like that person's energy. I don't like their vibe." Or people will like your vibe or your energy. People remember the energy that you bring to certain places, and we always have to be cognizant of our own energy and the energy that we are presenting as our, the representing as ourselves. And just also be aware of how you protect and preserve your energy. um Energy is neither created nor destroyed, they say. It just moves from one place to another, and yes, this is true. However, the energy that makes you who you are can be, you can help it to flourish and thrive, or it can become dim and weakened by toxic situations, by traumas, by things that don't feed your soul or your energy. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening: how to protect your energy at all costs. And we put so much emphasis on protecting things and protecting our physical form, but we also have to protect our energy and our spiritual form. So as some people practice um, self-defense techniques and self-defense combat skills, learn martial arts, kung fu, all kinds of things to protect the physical self, you also have to step up your game and practice and study and build your spiritual or your energy defenses. Spirit and energy are the same, they're one and the same. So each person, each being has their own personal energy signature. Um, this is the energy that you radiate out, and it changes throughout the day, it changes throughout your lifetime, it changes significantly with each thought, with your energy, with your emotions. Your emotion means energy, emotion. So all of that has an effect on your energy. If you're feeling sad or depressed or lonely or afraid, scared, angry, all of these emotions will emit a specific energy and will make you feel a certain type of way. And we also talked about in previous episodes how our thoughts and our emotions and our words affect the water around us and the water within us. So this is also true for your energy. So if you are feeling any adverse negative emotions, that has an effect on your energy. And once you create a negative energy in your space, or allow a negative energy into your space, into your energetic signature, it can affect you, and it can affect the energy that you radiate around you. It can affect your aura. It can um, get stuck in your aura, if you will. But we want to be beings of light that radiate out positive energy, joy, love, happiness, and abundance. Those feelings, if you feel them inside, it just radiates in within and without your body and around your body, and you will create this abundant um, energy around you. Your aura will shine brighter, your energy field will be bigger and more expansive, and you will be in a space where you can attract more of that like-minded energy, the positive, the high vibrating energy, the joy, the love, the happiness, the abundance, the good health. That's where you want to be. You want to remain in a state like that, so that, because they say like attracts like. Okay, so you want to attract more of that to you by being that. You attract to you what you are, or what you are radiating. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how we can protect our energy at all costs, because your energy, like I said, is very sacred, it's very precious. This is something that will be with you throughout your life. Other things come and go, people come and go, but you, the essence of who you are and your energy field, that is something that's going to be with you throughout this lifetime. So you really, really have to be cognizant and aware of how you take care of it, not just your physical form, but your energy as well. Um, when you when it comes to protecting your energy, you have to think of your body temple, your energy field, all that makes you who you are. Your energy, your spirit, your physical form, as part of. I mean, it's all of you. It's But you're a divine being. Remember that. Always remember that you are a sacred being. You are of divine essence, and you want to put up a wall of defenses around you. Okay, spiritual defenses. Just like you would put up a wall around your home, you would put up a wall to protect you from harm and to keep the negativity, um, the negative people, to keep the invaders of your peace out, the barbarians out. That's why you put walls around things. That's why ancient cities always had walls around them. It was to keep the people inside safe and keep the negative elements outside. So you have to energetically put a wall around you as well. And this wall has to be impenetrable. You cannot let your feelings for someone or emotions, once again, energy, emotion, or negative emotions, make you feel that you got to lower your wall, and next thing you know, you've let yourself become vulnerable to negative energies, psychic attacks, spiritual, just heavy negativity. All right, so that's something that you have to work at, just like you would work at or practice, martial arts. You would have to do the same thing with your with the spiritual arts or with the energy. How do you protect yourself? You have to protect yourself and be diligent about it, protecting your energy, just like you would be diligent about checking your alarm on your house before you go to bed, making sure your doors are locked. Um, if you're a person that likes to carry firearms, you make sure you carry it with you, when you go places or whatever. All of those things are for the physical, but you have to be just as diligent and just as steadfast with the spiritual and the energy protection as you would the physical, because it's one and the same. All right. Your energy is how you feel, how you express yourself. So one of the things that you would do is, make sure that you avoid toxic people, places, and things. Toxicity, trauma, things like that will lower your energy. And then actually, folks, certain forms of trauma can actually like put holes in your aura, and it will cause you to have an energy drainage or an energy leakage. um it's Monster Shannon. Ashe, welcome family, thank you for joining us tonight, thank you for the shout out. Peace and love. And so avoiding toxic people, places, and things is one great way to guard your energy and to protect your energy so that you don't have an energy drain. Being around toxic people, places, things is really detrimental to your spiritual and your physical health, because we know that all illness or disease starts on a spiritual level first. So by the time it gets to the physical, it's really set in. So let's say if you work in a toxic environment, I think many of us can relate to that, because I used to. You worked in a toxic environment, and let's say, every day you go, you have to like drag yourself out of bed to go to work. You feeling so uneasy, uncomfortable. You just don't like being there. You're thinking negative before you even get into the door about how much you don't like it. You may be crying in the car before you get there. So now you're here at work. You're like, oh God, oh no, is it 5 yet? You looking at the front door the whole time you there. Watching the clock. You can't wait till it's over. You hoping nobody says anything to you. Then here comes the boss with that stuff. If it's somebody you don't get along with that's toxic, or toxic co-workers, the narcissistic boss, whatever the case may be, the jealous people, the hating, whatever they doing. And the whole time you're there, you're just thinking about how much you dislike it, how much you don't want to be there, how much you can't wait to leave. And then, Friday at 4:59, you about to, do a jailbreak to leave, because, you just had to force yourself to endure it all week. Stuff like that is bad for your health. It's bad for your mental health. It's bad for your physical and as well as your energetic or spiritual health. That kind of environment is not good for you. I strongly suggest you either find a way, if you're in a toxic situation at work, and I understand that many of us have to work jobs to pay the bills and to support ourselves, support our families, take care of our needs. But if you're in a situation like that, you get knots in your stomach, your breathing gets shallow, you just feel so, you know, traumatized there, then I strongly suggest find something else or find a way to cope with it better. If you can't leave, until you can leave, find something better. We're in this era now where a lot of people are walking out of jobs that don't feed their soul, that don't support them, that don't make them feel valued, where they feel exploited, and are working for themselves. A lot of people lost jobs in 2020 or walked off jobs and started their own businesses. You may not be in have that option yet, but if you do, explore that. Or if the job just feels like it's just a job, it is not feeding your soul, and it's not what you really want to do, and you just don't feel satisfied, or that you don't feel validated there, you don't feel purposeful or whatever, find something else. Find something that does honor you and make you feel, better about yourself as a person, and that you find joy and happiness and satisfaction in, so that you don't have to place yourself in a toxic environment. Same thing with toxic people and things. Things you can control, because you have the power to let go of some things that don't serve you for your highest good and don't feed your soul. People, the same thing. If you are surrounded by toxic people, you have to claim your power and take your power back. If you're in an abusive situation, and there's different forms of abuse. Abuse is not always the physical. It can be mental. It can be verbal. It can be forms of manipulation. Sometimes people manipulate and play cruel mind games with people, make them feel worthless. Remember that you have the power and that you have every right to stand up for yourself. And if you're with someone, whether it's family members, significant other, friends, or whatever, and this person makes you feel bad, remember that they can't make you feel bad, and they can't mistreat you unless you allow. At some point, you lost your power or your feeling of being empowered, and you have to claim your power back. Claim your power back. Is yours for the taking. If you're in any kind of abusive situation or unhealthy situation, doesn't always have to be like, abusive, but it's just not for your highest good, it's not serving you, you have to claim your sovereignty and take yourself out of that situation. And this is how you will protect your energy, because it's your energy after all. You have to protect it. Just like I said, you put a wall around yourself, an energetic wall that protects you from all harm. And people who are abusive can be very manipulative, can be very intimidating. But remember that you have the power. You can take your power back. If they're giving you death threats, then you need to be very strategic in how you remove yourself from that bad situation. They don't need to know what your plans are, what your movements are. But if you have to get a third party involved, to move, or, go into another city, another state, whatever it is, you need to keep your movements quiet and do what you have to do to secure yourself and get yourself into a higher, safer place for yourself, because these things will help lower your vibration and help bring you to a low state. And sometimes abuse and neglect and toxicity can actually break a person. I mean, I've seen people who are so broken from years of abuse or from years of trauma that they can't even recover from it. Like damage, you know. And it's unfortunate, a lot of people live their whole lives like this. I've met people, you know, somebody I love dearly transitioned not too long ago, and this person was chronically depressed nearly their whole life, you know, from childhood trauma, from other issues. And this happens to a lot of people. We know sometimes we have loved ones or we see people suffering, and they're always going through something. They're always sad. They're always in a low place. And a lot of times it's because of unhealed trauma, PTSD, um, things like that. And these things can damage your soul. And you don't want to get to that point. I shouldn't say damage your soul. They can damage you and make you feel broken. And you don't want to get to that point. If you're in an unhealthy relationship or situation and you know it's unhealthy, you know it's toxic, you know it's not going to get any better, you know that person is not going to change, you have to have the courage and the decency and find your strength, find your power again, and remove yourself from that. You will slowly begin the healing process, and as you heal, you will gain your energy back, you'll gain your vitality back, and it'll be restored. So if you're in a low space right now or a toxic situation and you may feel like it's hopeless and there's no way out and that it's just over for you, always know that you can claim your sovereignty, reclaim your power, and you can always start over somewhere else. And um, it's like you are resurrecting yourself and saving yourself from something. You're pulling yourself out of the grave. The grave represents the negativity, the toxicity, um, the bad relationships, the unhealthy relationships, the abuse, the trauma, the PTSD, whatever. That's the grave, and you are pulling yourself out of the grave. As you pull yourself out, you know, you got to wash the dirt off and clean yourself and purify yourself. And now you're starting a new life. So you have to look at it like that. And you can do it. I believe in you, believe in yourself. So avoid toxic people, places, and things. These things will damage you and lower your energy. All right. Another thing that you can do for spiritual protection is, it's a saying, put on the armor of God. So your armor of God is your spiritual protection, the things that you do to surround yourself with protective energy and protective, just spiritual protection. Things like using your prayers, your chants, your mantras, zikr, if you do that, crystals, energy work, breath work, talismans, um, put protective energy around you through visualization, using color therapy, doing your spiritual practices. It's the reason why people do spiritual practices, because not only is it good for elevating your spirit and uniting mind, body, and spirit, but those practices also elevate your energy field and expand it outward and bring more healing energy to you. So this is why people do prayers, chants, mantras, and every religious and spiritual practice that I'm aware of and that I've ever come across or ever seen or met, they all have some type of prayer for protection. And a lot of times, people who practice things on a regular basis and have a regular spiritual practice, they will say that I feel so much, you know, I feel protected, I feel safer. And, you know, it works if you work it. So whatever works for you, you know, you may have some protective crystals that make you feel safe, um, safer. Doing energy work helps expand your aura and helps remove things from it that are weighing you down or keeping you heavy. It helps you to release toxic energy or just energy that doesn't serve you anymore, that's no longer needed. Breath work does that, because learning to breathe correctly helps you raise your energy. If you're feeling low, or if like I said, if you've experienced trauma, a lot of times when we are going through things, or we're having angry outbursts or whatever, your breathing changes. Your breathing becomes shallow and constricted just to your chest. And so breath work, relearning how to breathe the correct way and breathe fully and freely. And it not only does it help your body by expanding the oxygen capacity in your body, but it also helps you tremendously with maintaining your calm in stressful situations. Trust me, I had to learn that myself. It also helps you stay grounded, and make you feel protected. People will come at you and try things, or try to dump their anger or their toxic emotions on you. And if you're breathing deeply and slowly, it just connects you to your soul and helps you feel so grounded that stuff won't even phase you. And they're the one that's angry, and they're trying to dump that anger on you or take it out on you, and you're not going to accept it. And so always remember to breathe through any situation. Breathe. Some people make protective talismans to, or use them to protect themselves energetically. And there's many kinds. Some are made out of crystals. Some people wear like little pouches around their neck, or that have verses from the Quran in it, or there's actually people who have tattoos that a shamanic person will apply to their body, and there's been prayers invoked into them, prayers for healing or protection. Sometimes people paint certain things, or there's certain scriptures that they can write on their home or over the door, or just put them certain places. Those can also be protective of your energy. And like I said, the prayers, the chants, the mantras, if you're feeling that your safety and security energetically is compromised, find a good prayer or chant for protection, or if you don't believe in praying, but affirmation or whatever for prayer, for protection. There's many out there. Find one that resonates with you, and let that become your mantra that you say every day. Make it part of your rising ritual, and also part of your ritual before you go to bed, to do these things for protection. Also before you leave out of your home. Some people do. One lady I met years ago, who practiced decrees. She told me every time she got in her car, she would call on Archangel Michael to surround her car with light and to protect her and surround the road, wherever she would travel. And whatever works for you, whatever resonates with your soul and that feels comfortable to you, make that a part of your daily practice for your spiritual protection. You have to up that protection by putting that work. You can also visualize like an impenetrable, white light around you to protect you, a violet light, whatever you're attracted to, and to protect you. That's what you do, because there's so much power in visualization and in the spoken word and the things that you say and invoke around you, especially your prayers. Water is another thing that you can do for protecting your energy, is using water purifies, water heals, water cleanses. So develop a relationship with water. Water is used for cleansing in the form of baptisms and in spiritual baths. If you feel you need extra protection, maybe make spiritual baths a part of your daily routine or your weekly routine. There's many different ways you can do it. If you're not sure how to do a spiritual bath, you can send me an email and I can give you some suggestions. But doing spiritual baths, anointing yourself with water, Anointing your home with water. That's another thing you can do with for protection. Um, Make sure you cleanse your body daily and cleanse your space around you. Um, Not only physical dirt and debris gets on your body, but also, like I said, you can, be surrounded by a lot of toxic energy. You want to cleanse yourself and purify yourself of that. And one way to do that is with water in the form of spiritual bath or anointing yourself. So you want to do that. Anoint your home and your space, cleanse it, keep your space clean. This keeps the energy flowing in your home. There's also specific ways to increase the flow of energy in your home and in your life. If you're interested, also, send me an email at my website, and I can, offer some suggestions. But use water for its cleansing power. Um, Go into water more often. You know, I take trips frequently to rivers, lakes, or the beach near me, or in other states. I love a road trip to a river or the ocean or something like that. So being near water also helps purify you and cleanse your aura and your energy. Use holy water that you blessed or another spiritual person blessed for you. Using Florida water to energetically cleanse yourself, especially if you're coming from, a toxic environment, or you had an encounter with, a toxic, narcissistic, or evil person or whatever. Make sure you cleanse yourself energetically, cleanse your space with the water. You can sprinkle it around. Pray as you sprinkle your holy water, your Florida water, or whatever. And so use water to cleanse and protect your energy. You can also, before you take a shower, before you get in the shower, say a little prayer, asking the water to, wash away any negativity as you get in, and increase the protective energy around you. And, it's the intention that you set. And that's something else that you can use. But learn to cultivate a relationship with water. Water is not just an element, it's not just a substance, it's a very, very powerful living energy. And, learn to work with it and to use it for healing. Another thing you can do to protect your energy at all costs is we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but you must set boundaries when dealing with people. Set boundaries and stand firm. Do not let people, whatever boundary you set, do not let people violate your boundary. If you have toxic people in your life that won't allow you to set boundaries, then that's a problem. That's a problem, because you have every right as a sovereign being to have a boundary of what you will and will not accept, what you will and will not allow. And if they will not respect that, then that person is probably someone that you need to go no contact with, regardless of who it is. Doesn't matter. You deserve some peace, and you deserve to be honored and respected. And if they won't give you that, then I think you need to cut people like that off. If they are not listening to you, they're not honoring your boundaries, they're breaking your peace, then you have to be the one that says stop. You're not, this, I'm not tolerating this. And if you're not going to listen to me, you're not going to respect my boundaries, then, see you. We can't talk. It's over. Don't even bother to call. Change your number if you have to, block them, whatever you got to do. Whatever. You have to have boundaries, and do not allow anyone to pressure you to remove those boundaries or to compromise your boundaries. Once you do that, you're not going to feel good about yourself anymore, and it will start this downward spiral once again, with feeling bad about yourself, feeling negative, feeling, it will lower your self-esteem too, and your sense of self-worth. So to assert your self-worth and self-esteem. Set boundaries and stand firm in them. Do not let negative emotions like fear, you know, self-doubt, things like that, to make you compromise your self-worth and your boundaries. So stand firm on that. This is how you will protect your energy. um Setting the boundary is another way you can put, like I said, put that wall around, like you would put a wall around your house to keep, the zombies out or whatever. You got to do that because remember, they walk amongst us. There's people that are just thrive off negativity, and don't have your best interest at heart, don't have your highest good at heart. For whatever their reason, it doesn't even matter. You have to put that boundary around you, put that wall around, that protection around you, and protect and preserve your energy. Okay, remember that. All right, another thing that you can do is this is really, really important, and I know a lot of people don't take this matter seriously, that I notice. But when it comes to protecting your energy and your energetic signature, you have to be very careful who you are intimate with. A lot of folks feel like they wouldn't drink out of the same water bottle with someone, but they would be intimate with a stranger. That's problematic. Be really careful who you are intimate with. I know a lot of us grew up in the 80s and the 90s with the safe sex era, and a lot of people, I remember growing up, and you could go to the dentist's office and they would have a basket of condoms like in the bathroom or on the counter. You could go all kinds of places, and there was, condoms out in the open to be distributed. And you know so it's kind of like people were pushing it to just do whatever, but just use a condom. Well, that might protect, get offer you some protection physically, but when it comes to spiritual protection and energetic protection, there's no barrier with that. So you really have to be, other than the one that you impose, you really have to be careful who you are intimate with. Because when you're intimate with someone, and I'm talking about sexual intimacy, because I know somebody gonna say something, but sexual intimacy, it's a deep energy exchange that takes place during that act. A very deep connection and spiritual exchange is taking place when you are being intimate. And so you have to really, really be careful and be mindful of the other person's energy and if it's right for yourself in your life, because you don't want to invite chaos into your life, into your energy field. Remember, the boundaries that you set. Remember the wall that you put up to protect yourself, or the barrier. You don't want, you put this wall or this barrier around your body temple, and that you don't want to let these in the temple. And someone that doesn't have any good intentions for you at all, they're just taking from you. They're like an energy vampire. Yeah, they are. They're energy vampire. They just want what they can get from you. They're only thinking about themselves. They're only concerned with their own pleasure or what they can get from you, not mutual respect for you. There's no care and consideration for you and what the two of you bring together or can create together. They're just thinking about what they want, being selfish, being spiteful, being vengeful, being predatory, whatever it is that they're doing. You don't want to invite that into your energy and into your space. And you definitely don't want that kind of energy lingering around on you. A lot of times people will tell me they do things and they regret it afterwards. They feel bad, they feel guilty, they wish I hadn't done that. They say this a lot. But before you get to that point where you're beating yourself up about the bad choices that you make, really, really think about what you're doing. Be mindful. Mindful means, full of your mind. Think about what you're doing. Don't get caught up in the moment or caught up in the feeling. Really think about, is this person good for me? What are they bringing to the table? Are they, good for my life? Think about all those things and just be careful, of who you're intimate with. Just like some people say, are very particular about their clothing, very particular about what they eat. Very careful about certain things that they wear or what kind of car they drive, but when it comes to their intimate life, they don't have any of those boundaries or any of those restrictions. It's a free for all. You cannot be like that. You really, really, really have to be careful and have some discipline when it comes to that. That can be a major energy contaminant. Yes. So be really careful, mindful, and intentional about what you're doing and who you're allowing into your body temple, or who you're sharing your body temple with. I should say that. Your body and your energy. All right. So avoid foods that rob you of your energy as well. We know that we are what we eat. Foods that are difficult to digest or hard to digest can be toxic for you, and some of them can actually be like a poison for you. And when your body is feeling drained from heavy toxic energy from food that's not good for you, or low vibrating food, I should say, that low vibrating food doesn't allow you to vibrate higher. It goes, it's all synergistic. So mind, body, and spirit. So if you're eating foods that, so right after you eat them, you feel sluggish, you feel tired, you got to instantly take a nap, those kind of foods you either should avoid or eat in moderation. Avoid things that would be considered junk foods, because it can be junk in food. You want to eat things that are nourishing to your body, drink things that are nourishing and healing and uplifting to the body, to the mind, and the spirit. You don't want things that are causing you to have an energy drain, because that's what it will do. Toxic foods, foods that's not good for you. Like I hear people sometimes say they're going to eat something and I know it's going to give me a headache, so I'll just take an aspirin with it, or I'll take a Benadryl with it. If you know it's not good for you, then have the decency and have the self-discipline to say no and to avoid those things, because it can also cause your energy level to drop or be low vibrating. Another thing that you can do to protect your energy at all costs is avoid too much TV and media, social media, all of that stuff, all forms of media. Too much of it can be unhealthy for you. A lot of people tell me, I even heard somebody tell me that when they would watch the news, it made their blood pressure go up. So why are you watching it? So things like that. Avoid too much stuff that, once again, remember I said avoid toxic people, places, and things. Media, too much of it is not healthy for you. It can dull your senses. It can also cause you, some people get addicted to that stuff. Like they have to look at it every day, all day long. They're constantly checking it. Some people, the television stays on 24 hours a day, and then they'll even admit, "Oh, I'm not watching TV; it's watching me." Well, turn it off. Do something else. Find something that stimulates your mind, that helps, that stimulates your creativity. Find something else to do that is satisfying to you other than that. And those things can, not only can it become a bad habit and addictive, you want to stimulate your brain with things that are good for you and positive. And so if you know that there's a lot of negativity or a lot of things that just not for your highest good, you want to avoid it because you need a different way of managing your time and stimulating your brain. So I would avoid too much television, too much media in all forms, and especially the kind that is fear inducing. You know, if you watching the news or whatever you're watching and there's always something negative, something low vibrating, then that's what it is. So find something to do that is high vibrating, that is stimulating to the brain, stimulating to your senses, and stimulating to, encourage you to be a better person. Okay. Another thing to do to avoid, well, to protect your energy is to find ways to ground yourself. um I can't express this enough, how important it is to spend time in nature daily. They even have done research on it that spending time in nature helps soothe people brains, helps them to eliminate stress. It's a great way to manage and eliminate stress. It's good for people with anxiety disorders and anger, things of that nature. So find ways to ground yourself when your energy feels low or when you feel compromised. um that could be, earthing, going outside, taking your shoes off, putting your feet in the sand, putting your feet in the dirt, laying on the ground, tree hugging, going on nature walks, exercising outside in nature. I love taking and teaching yoga outside. That's just a phenomenal feeling to be outside in nature. Um, there's just so much beauty in nature, and nature really, really heals. The sights, the sounds, the smells. It does a lot for you, especially if you're feeling low, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry or depressed. Get in nature. It's a great way to help you heal. Meditating in nature is wonderful. If you've ever tried that, find a safe space outdoors where you can meditate in peace. And there's something just so healing about laying down or sitting down and meditating, and you're connecting directly, to the earth. It's just, you just have to try it. I can't even explain how great it feels to do that. But grounding yourself, being near water, putting your feet in the water, you know, grounding yourself in other ways that you can in nature, spending time alone in nature. All of those things are ways that you can ground yourself, and a way you can help self-soothe in the event that you or feel, have the need to do so, and you're feeling like your energy is low. And Mother Earth will help you with raising your vibration and feeling better and feeling healed and feeling whole. So all of these are just some things that you can do to help protect your energy, especially this time where many of us are being surrounded by so much negativity, so much hurtful, toxic things. And so we can't control other people and what they're doing, but what we can do is control how we're feeling and how we're expressing ourselves. And like I said, build that wall around you and remember to stay in the light. Remember your light in the darkness all the time. Peace and love, everyone, and thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please comment down below. I look forward to the next session. Peace and love.